George, Rutschman is an interesting one here. I mean, this was somebody that we were told was going to be a superstar. I feel like we've done this now with back-to-back young catchers on Baltimore that they've taken. They've taken Matt Wieters. Remember when they took him super high and everyone thought he was the second coming? Then they took Adley Rutschman. I guess the good news is they have Sam Basallo, who's supposed to be fantastic too, but can't whiff on three like that, can you?
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
Not only do you have we don't know we're going to play an arbitration for our top pitcher in school ball. He gets the $30 million. You go out and get Valdez, who's 32 years old, and you pay 3 years, $115. Now you have a legitimate 1-2 punch and still have Flaherty in that lineup as well. If you're looking at a move singularly that I didn't expect to happen here and loved it, Detroit's move to get Framber Valdez, sensational for me.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
One check, one stroke of a pen, $43 million that you now have to spend in free agency. Ain't it fun?
Yeah, you take the money out of the left pocket, you put it in the right pocket, basically, Donnie. But you also free up the ability to be able to sign other players. Nobody did this better than the Patriots and Tom Brady in his career, right?
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
Welcome to another edition of the Craig Carton Show. My main man right there in the corner, Mr. Tyrone A. Johnson. We have a great Friday morning show for you. Of course, 48 hours from now, we might be getting a foot of snow. We might be getting nothing.
Yeah.
So for those of you that like to yell and scream at my sports opinions and how 90% of them I do get right, but the 10% that I might get wrong, at least I'm not a weatherman. At least I don't come out here and say, the Dallas Cowboys might win on Sunday, but there's also a chance they might not. Like, that's got to be the greatest job of all time, being a weather person, right?
Of course it is.
Because if you get it wrong, how am I supposed to predict the weather?
Right. So
if you get it right, yeah, we all knew the storm was coming in.
I tried to tell you. You should have listened to me. They win. They have an ultimate win-win.
And we just got some rain today, so finally the snow that was here from 3 weeks ago is off the ground. But that's not the focus of today's show, of course. There's a lot of things to get to today. Something really special happened yesterday, and it's as rare as Halley's Comet. But it happened yesterday, and I'm all in on it, Tyrone.
Okay.
And I never thought I'd be all in on it, but I watched every second of it, and I was on the edge of my seat with the thing I love most about sports, which is agita. Games that come down to the wire.
Yeah.
So baseball, extra innings, football, maybe minute to go, down 6 on the 45. Oh, are they going to get in? Agita and sports is what we love about sports.
Mm-hmm.
Blowouts stink. And yesterday, there was a sporting event that I typically would have zero interest in. And man, it had my rapt attention, and I was so excited. I was cheering it. I had a watch party at my other job with it. I'm eating wings. I'm drinking. I'm watching it. And I just want to say, as an American sports fan, we all have a debt of gratitude to what those fine ladies did yesterday over in Italy. The United States American women's hockey team brought home the gold. That's the greatest photograph maybe in women's sports history right there. As one of our defensemen scored a goal in overtime, 3-on-3, and the ladies bring home the gold. I don't watch women's hockey. I don't watch men's hockey for that matter. But yesterday, I was fully invested in the outcome of USA versus Canada, and congratulations to me. Congratulations to us as Americans, because we won gold. And it's so embarrassing for our neighbors to the north that they actually put out a tweet today. and you can go check it out on the Canada Olympic Twitter account.
Yeah.
They actually put out a tweet that says, and it's a direct quote, silver shines just as bright.
Come on.
No, it doesn't. Gold shines brighter than silver. That is such a loser mentality. That is such a participation trophy mentality. What a bunch of ham hocks up there in Canada. Silver shines just as brightly. You losers. You had a 1-goal lead with 2.5 minutes to go, and we take our goalie out of the net. We have an extra skater on the ice. Our captain scores the tying goal with 2 minutes and change to go.
Yeah.
And in overtime, the ladies come out strong and take home the gold, and I'm here for every bit of it.
Now, it's interesting that you congratulate yourself first.
Yes,
before
congratulations to me,
to you,
an American who watched my country win gold in a sport that we don't even play.
What do you mean? We do play, and this is a tremendous job by those young ladies.
Yeah.
Tremendous job.
Awesome. You didn't watch it, did
I
you?
did. Well, of course
Were
I
you
watched
fully
it.
vested in it?
I mean, of course I'm fully vested in it.
Are you watching every second?
I don't have the I like women's sports more than you.
Yes, you do.
I feel very comfortable
That's
saying
fine.
that out loud. So it's not crazy for me to watch it.
Yeah.
Now, it was the second best photo. The best photo was ever in women's sports is Brandi Chastain ripping the shirt off. That's the best photo.
I'm
correct.
If I can push back on that.
Go
The
ahead.
reason that's not the best photo is it was a marketing ploy. It was a marketing ploy for Nike sports bras for gals.
No.
It was planned.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, 100%.
No, it wasn't.
Do a little
She
research
said,
on that.
I did the research.
I talked to her about it.
No, you did.
I did.
No, do not listen
I
to
did.
Craig Carton.
I
That's
did.
not what happened.
I'm a big,
She was so
yeah.
excited and
Yeah.
overcome with emotion
Yeah.
that she just ripped the shirt off.
Yeah.
And then
Nike
Nike
sports bra.
used it after the fact and put her in
Yeah.
a commercial with Kevin
Here's
Garnett.
the difference. Here's the difference.
It's great.
The
That's the
picture
best
we
one.
just showed, if you guys want to throw it up there again real
Yeah.
quick, that's called in the moment exhilaration on the United States side.
Yeah.
On the Canadian side, that is despair. We lost the gold. That's not planned. That's
Neither
not
was
rehearsed.
hers.
That's
Neither
not a
was
marketing
hers.
ploy.
Neither was that one.
That is American joy and Canadian despair.
But you can't.
And I'm here for all of
You
it.
can't make the decision
Yeah.
based on a false premise.
I talked to her about
No,
it.
you didn't.
It was a big deal
You
with Nike.
didn't. You didn't. It was after the fact. Second best photo. But I think what's underrated in that moment was the pass that set everything up.
I didn't see the pass.
The pass was incredible.
Wasn't the pass?
Yes,
her
it
move.
was.
It was her move.
No.
She juked the
Great
defender.
move. Great move. The passes was everything.
Yeah.
See, I wish we had the rights to show the play.
We don't.
The pass set it up to where she could do the move.
Yeah.
That pass, I can make an argument, men or women's.
Yeah.
Hockey, that's the best pass I've ever seen.
No, now you're being
It
crazy.
was.
Now
It's
you're
the best
just,
pass I've ever
now
seen.
you're being crazy.
It was the best
Now,
pass I've
see,
ever seen.
Here's the problem with
and
you.
I'm a guy that's a big fan of my good friend, Eric Desjardins, a great defenseman.
Don't know who
who's a
that
great
is.
fa-
Okay.
What do you mean?
No, I didn't. Did he invent the French fries or
No,
something?
he was an excellent defender for the
Never heard
Flyers
his
for
name
many
before.
years,
But
Eric
here's the
Desjardins.
problem with you.
A dear friend.
you
Jacques
have-
Lemaire's a personal friend of mine.
Again, French
used to
chef.
run the Devils and
Yeah.
coach the
What's
Devils.
he work at?
He's a close friend.
French Laundry out in California.
Close.
Here's the problem with you. You made a statement that I agree with. You are more into women's sports than I am.
Yeah.
And that's fair. And I'm good with that, right?
Yeah.
But then you always have to go the extra step. Like,
Oh, yeah?
you don't have to prove nothing to anybody.
I know.
You like women's sports more than me.
Yeah.
But for you to come out today and suggest the greatest pass in hockey history
Perhaps.
was the pass yesterday.
Perhaps, I said.
I mean, I can't refer to you as Punks Johnson anymore.
Yes, you can.
And when I go to your place to visit and I'm in the Wawa by your house,
Yeah.
I tell people I'm going to visit my friend Punks Johnson. And they're like, oh, just make a left and make 100 yards, make a right.
Right, it's right there.
Yeah, they know you there.
Yeah.
And in any event, it was awesome.
It was cool.
The men are in the semis today. And again, this is why I like the Olympics. I am not a fan of hockey. I respect hockey players. I respect hockey fans. I get it. I'm not a hockey guy. And I'm not saying anything negative about the sport. Obviously, when I've had opportunities to go to games, it is a great sport to watch live. Better live, in my opinion, than on television.
Oh,
That
yeah.
being
No,
said,
no, that's a fact. That is a fact.
And I think football, for example, is a better sport on television than it is live.
Also a fact.
Okay?
Yes.
So this is not a knock. But this is why the Olympics are so special. Because I'm a guy that would never watch women play hockey or men play hockey. And yesterday, I was all about it.
Yep.
And I watched every second of it. And I ate wings. I had a couple drinks. And I watched it. And I was fully vested in the outcome of that game. And when we tied it with 2 minutes to go, I jumped up out of my chair. And when we won it, I jumped up out of my chair. And I thought Kenny Albert's call was brilliant.
Yep.
Next to Doc Emmerich, that is the greatest hockey play-by-play guy in the history of the sport. We have men's semis today. I don't even know who we're playing. I don't care. I want America to bring home the gold. And I kind of view Olympic hockey, to be fair, the way I view like that sport you were telling me about yesterday, where they like ski walk, and then they take their skis off.
Yeah, this is a wild stuff. This is the first time. Yeah, they go upstairs. It's wild.
They
then
shoot
ski some more,
people.
and then they go. It was the craziest thing.
And then after they shoot some people, they put their skis back on. Then they take their skis off. They walk downstairs. Whatever the hell that is. Whatever the event is.
Yeah.
I think they call that being a jingoist. I think is the right name. I hate all other countries. I want America to win everything. I don't care if it's curling. I don't care if it's figure skating. I don't care if it's the thing that we were just talking about.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's a sport I never heard of. I want America to come home with the gold. And I was so into what happened yesterday. And I just want to applaud those fabulous ladies who
Great
represented our country with such grit and grace and came home with the gold. What a great moment yesterday. And I am all about it. Now there's pressure on the men. The ladies brought home the gold. Inexcusable for you not to do the same. We have Latvia today, or what is it called?
Yeah. That's about
Slovakia?
Slovakia.
Come on,
not
man.
an easy game.
There's not even electricity in Slovakia.
And then if they win,
That's
though,
a win.
they'd have to win Sunday morning.
Great. I'm in.
One check, one stroke of a pen, $43 million that you now have to spend in free agency. Ain't it fun?
Yeah, you take the money out of the left pocket, you put it in the right pocket, basically, Donnie. But you also free up the ability to be able to sign other players. Nobody did this better than the Patriots and Tom Brady in his career, right?
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
I ended up adding this since our show started here, Rohit, but his points prop tonight at 20.5 is the same number from the Iowa State game. That's a bit of a mistake, right? When we consider the gap in opponents here. I think Peterson specifically steps up. He needs to. I think he kind of owes this team a great performance.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
Last year, bumped up 10% for the season tickets here. The Bears this year going up by 13.5%. When is too much where it just comes like, I'm just going to sit at home on my couch and not be charged anything and enjoy my day, Joe?
Yeah, exactly. Well, you'll see it because there'll be a lot of empty seats in that stadium, Donnie, and then you'll know when the line has been drawn.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
Welcome back to the Craig Carton Show. Tyler Johnson here as well. You know, sometimes teams tell you things without using the exact words you want them to use to describe things.
Yeah.
And you have to kind of like read under the, the special line right there. The LA Lakers made an announcement yesterday, but they didn't make an announcement yesterday.
Oh boy.
All right. The LA Lakers pretty much told everybody that they expect LeBron James to be back in the NBA next year and playing for them. Now, you can search high and low. You're not going to find that statement anywhere. I'm very clear about this. So listen to exactly what I'm saying. the LA Lakers yesterday announced that LeBron James is coming back to play basketball, and he will be playing basketball for the Lakers. Now, they did not use any of those words in making that announcement. So you might ask me, how do I know that the Los Angeles Lakers believe that LeBron James is not only coming back for one last year in the NBA, but is coming back to play for them?
Yeah, so how do you know
Great question.
that LeBron James
It's like I'm the sports magician today that I told you the Lakers made an announcement, but you can't find that announcement verbatim anywhere online.
I'm looking for it.
All right. Now I'm going to walk you through it. Okay. As you know, the Lakers have a new owner now. The Buss fam is essentially all out after selling it for billions and billions of dollars. So that new ownership did make an announcement yesterday. Late yesterday. Okay. And the announcement was, we are raising our ticket prices 40% across the board for next year.
40%?
40%.
That's a lot.
Now, the Los Angeles Lakers are a playoff team this year, but they're essentially, in my opinion at least, a one and done. Maybe they win a couple games in the first round. Maybe they get really lucky, depending on who they might play, and they even advance. But the Lakers are clearly not winning a championship, and that's not a newsflash. That's not even a knock. That's just facts, right?
Yeah, they don't have the roster.
They're not beating the Thunder. They're not beating the Spurs. I don't think they beat the Rockets at this point, so they're not getting it.
If the playoffs started today, they'd play the Nuggets.
Okay, I don't think they beat the Nuggets.
I agree.
And the Nuggets have kind of owned them the last few years in the postseason as well. But you don't make an announcement like that you are raising ticket prices next year 40%. If you don't believe that there's something worth monetizing. Now, LeBron James is a free agent. They have no rights to LeBron James after this year. LeBron James, no matter where he goes, is going to have to take a pay cut. He's making 50 and change this year. All right? But why would you announce that you are raising ticket prices by 40% next year unless there's something you know that nobody else knows? Now, I know an argument could be made, much like I'd say in New York, that LA is immune from ticket prices resulting in a revolt or people not buying them. They're going to sell out probably every game. The Knicks, if they raise ticket prices 100%, are going to sell out every game. It's unique to major markets, right?
Yeah.
That have good basketball teams or a heritage of good basketball. But you don't make an announcement. You don't tell your season ticket holders that we are raising ticket prices by 40% unless you think you're going to have a moment, 41 times next year that people are not going to want to miss. And I searched high and low, Tyrone. The only thing I can think of that they would have in their back pocket today that would make them comfortable and confident enough to raise ticket prices 40% would be the LeBron James retirement tour. One final year, LeBron James, 41 games at home. Let's say he plays 35 of them, 30 of them, whatever it is. Load management, all that nonsense.
Well, he's also just old.
Yeah, there's nothing else you could come up with that would warrant a 40% ticket increase. They're not winning a championship. They haven't won a championship in a long time now. I don't count the bubble one. If you count, it's fine.
Well, they count them.
It's still, what, 6-7 years ago?
6 years now.
Right? So what other reason could there be for them to announce today or yesterday that they're raising ticket prices by 40%? So for those of you that are buying into the notion or narrative that LeBron, which is what he said at All-Star break, I haven't decided yet if I'm coming back. He's decided. He's coming back. And the Lakers think he's coming back to play for them.
Now, I buy the theory.
Yeah.
But then you mentioned LeBron taking a pay cut.
Well, he's going to have to, right?
Well, normally I would agree with you.
Go ahead.
But I'm looking at this guy right here who owns 5 tickets in section 303. So he's up there. That's up there, right?
Go ahead. Yep.
This year, for his 5 tickets, it cost him $15,000.
$15,000 for the season?
For the season.
For 5 tickets?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're in the building at $3,000 a pop?
Yeah.
41 games?
Yeah.
All right.
Next year.
Go ahead. How much?
$22,000.
Yeah, so that's 40%.
40% increase.
Give or take, right?
Right. So they're going to bring in a lot more money.
Okay.
If you're LeBron James, the only reason you said it now before you start hating on them, that the only reason they're doing it is because they can warrant it because you get the LeBron retirement.
That's right.
Therefore, if you're LeBron James, why take a pay cut?
Well, the reality is that
because I could go somewhere else, and
Right.
no, even if it's less money,
Yeah.
I'm saying I can go to Cleveland. Cleveland would have him back,
Yeah.
for less money. But
Well,
Indiana,
the only way to go to Cleveland, just to keep, because it's a fair question, do you want to end your career where it started, where you did win a championship? He would have to take the veteran minimum to go to Cleveland.
Yeah.
So I just,
or you work out a sign and trade deal. I mean, I'm not going to play for you,
Right.
So either you get something for me,
That's right.
or nothing.
Right.
Like so I agree with you. But if your premise is correct, and
Yeah.
I'm not disputing it.
Yeah, I'm with you.
If I'm LeBron,
Yeah.
I now have some leverage. So maybe let's say I thought I was going to go down to $25 million.
Okay, so knock it in half based on what he's making now.
But instead, I go, nah, I don't want. Nope. If you're going to make all this money,
Yeah.
I want $35 million.
Yeah. Well, by the way, I think he takes a cut. The question is, how big is the cut?
Right.
And then the question after that becomes, because he's going to monetize his last year, as he should.
As he should.
And I'm going to want to vomit about all the the gifts he's given and the year-long tour.
Right.
I get it.
Including at the Garden when he
I
comes.
know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I can't stop it. It'll make me sick to my stomach. And he has every right to monetize it. It's his career. It's his life. I know, for example, that I don't know if it's Netflix or one of the streaming services has apparently offered or has intimated that they are willing to offer him upwards of $50 million for the exclusive rights to all the behind-the-scenes video,
Yeah.
because they're gonna tail him,
Yeah, of
as
course.
they've already done the last couple of years for a pending documentary. His last year is going to be documented,
Right.
And I think it might be Netflix. So he's going to make $50 million plus next year, no matter how he gets it.
Right.
It might not be salary. It might be I'm monetizing my last year to the hilt, which again, his right to do it. I'll be upset about it at some point because it'll be shoved down our throats every day. But I don't begrudge you doing it because that's what guys do these days. But I'm telling you, you do not tell your fans we're raising tickets 40% unless you know something we don't know. So congratulations, LeBron stans. You get one more year with LeBron as a Laker. Of course, no championships.
Obviously, I wanted to play golf. Like, I grew up in England. I came to America on a scholarship because my aspiration was to play the European Tour. And then once I got to America, it was like the PGA Tour. And I think I'd always had kind of this affinity for like the swing and coaching and teaching, and tinkering is probably the best way to say it. I'd say that's probably, which is a dangerous road to go, right?
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
The expectations were big for this team coming into this season. They've struggled to live up to them. When you think about the 4 losses for Purdue, they've really felt ugly. Iowa State smashed this team in their building. They dropped the game to UCLA and followed it up by losing at home to Illinois.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
You had the over in U.S. Latvia. That literally was, I don't like the term bad beat, but it's a bad beat when you have 2 goals overturned in the first period alone and you outshoot a team like 300-6, and you can't get it over. You can't get it over 6.5, and the game finishes 5-1. And similar situation with Germany and Denmark.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Welcome back to the Craig Carton Show. Tyrone Johnson here as always. This is what bothers me about these weather guys. So I'm reading another weather guy in the last few minutes, and here's what he said about the pending storm for the Northeast. Are you ready? Exact track and speed of intensification will have huge impacts for lake effect and the I-95 corridor, which comes up, Philadelphia, New Jersey, up to New York City, right? And then to Connecticut and beyond. It's either going to be 2 to 5 inches.
Okay.
Or it's going to be a foot plus. So the Knicks tomorrow night are going to win by 6 or 20-40.
I mean, it's ridiculous. And what they don't realize is that they have for the people that are in the Northeast, there's major train issues right now.
For you, yes.
And for Ethan, it's for a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
2 inches, everybody's fine.
Yeah.
A foot, that thing, they're going to stop running.
I know.
It's a huge difference.
It's funny when I took my wife to Vermont once, and it was very cold, so I told her tone, you're either getting 3 inches or you might get 9. I'm not sure. Hey. Oh.
Come on.
Meanwhile,
she rolled her eyes at the 9, but that's fine.
Yeah. She was like, what, are you bringing a friend in?
Just you? Who else you bring? Anyway.
Meanwhile, I've got to tell you, I'm completely enamored right now with a little baby macaw.
Oh, yeah.
The baby macaw's name is Punch. And Punch is a macaw is like a small orangutan, I guess, is the best way to describe what the animal is. So macaw, Punch rather, pardon me, the small little orangutan or macaw has been disowned by its mother.
Yep.
To the point where the mother bullies it and has been like flinging them around the enclosure that they're living in at some zoo. So one of the zookeepers got a stuffed monkey from IKEA and threw it in there. And this little your baby monkey, I don't get it. If it's not a monkey, my apologies, has befriended the stuffed monkey.
They are considered monkeys.
Okay, fine.
So he's good there.
So Punch now has like an invisible friend.
Yeah.
But it's a stuffed doll and takes that stuffed doll everywhere he goes. But every time this little Punch kind of shows his head to the rest of the monkeys in the enclosure, the mother, his own mother, picks him up and flings him around the place and bullies him. So he's been ostracized by his own family. And because this is playing out on the internet, kind of like, remember when that Harambe passed away?
Yeah.
The big gorilla?
Yeah.
And like the nation mourned its loss?
Yeah.
Because we felt like we had a connection to it because of the like internet video
Yeah.
thing. So all morning, while you think I'd be preparing to do sports today, I've got one little box on my computer watching the travails of Punch. And I got to be honest, I feel so bad for this little macaw.
I do too.
His mom's killing him.
He didn't do anything too, because apparently, obviously not the world, but the zookeepers watch.
Yes.
They did an interview on local TV there now that it's so popular, and the guy that gave the stuffed monkey
the
did an
IKEA
interview.
monkey,
Baby didn't do anything. Like the baby didn't sometimes the baby will hit the mom and stuff like that. They'll have temper tantrums because they're pretty smart animals.
Right.
Didn't do anything. The mom just arbitrarily decided,
Kicked
I
it to
hate
the curb.
But we have a bit of an update that should make you feel good in the last couple of hours.
Go.
The family still done with him.
Okay. So he's still a loner. Family's disowned him.
But
mother's abusive.
Terrible mom. And a lot of people are threatening the mom online. They're not going to fly to Japan to do anything, but they're very
is that
bad
where
at
this
the
zoo
mom.
is, Japan?
Yeah, it's in Japan.
Okay.
But the two oldest monkeys in the enclosure have adopted Punch.
So Punch now has a backup?
Has parents.
Family. He's got family now.
Yeah, like an old grandma
cheers.
that just hugs Punch and stays there with Punch as long as Punch
I
wants
saw
to
one of the zookeepers go in there, I guess like do feedings and whatnot, and every time the zookeeper goes in, I guess there's a connection between him and Punch. Like Punch tries to climb up his leg and hugs him and does not want the guy to let him go.
Because he knows what
because his mom's going to be like, who are you talking to?
Right.
You got to go over there. So he's been adopted by a different family of macaws.
Right, and and because they're elders, the mom
doesn't mess with them.
Can't mess with them because they're higher on the hierarchy.
It's like he made a deal with the mob.
Yeah.
He needed protection. He got protection. Now the question is he sharing the IKEA stuffed animal? Was that part of was that the payment?
Well.
Or is he good?
Well, in the video, he brings the stuffed animal, actually puts it down for a moment.
I'm not kidding.
No, this is real.
There's a stuffed animal in there that he drags along with him and sleeps with and hangs out with. Right.
But the two don't take it from him and just seem to really like him.
All right, so this has a happy ending after all.
Well, we'll see.
Yes.
I mean, because what happens if the old one was to perish?
Now,
his protection goes away.
I'm not sure in the Macau family if the males become larger than the females, and maybe a couple years from now, little Punch is now jacked, and says, "Where's my mother at? Bring her to me."
How funny would it be if we see video of him throwing her down on the rocks? She dragged him down the rocks and just threw him. He hit his head. It felt like she's so mean. She's so mean.
Anyhow, I'm now a big fan of Punch, and I'm rooting for Punch to do well. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go check it out. It's awesome.
Looks like, Dan, this is going to be a year where we're going to really find out if prediction markets are going to kind of work beyond what we currently know. Because while they are expanding and other companies are certainly getting into it, we're getting finally more pushback from states all across the country, and in particular, Nevada, Massachusetts, seemingly are trying to lead the forefront.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Do you have like, oh, well, we don't know, we're going to play an arbitration for our top pitcher in school ball. He gets the $30 million. You go and get Valdez, who's 32 years old, and you pay 3 years, $115. Now you have a legitimate 1-2 punch and still have Flaherty in that lineup as well. If you're looking at a move singularly that I didn't expect to happen here and loved it, Detroit's move to get Framber Valdez, sensational for me.
Pro Baseball Today. Only on SportsGrid.
Yeah, and with the Clippers, Craig, it feels like Kawhi is on the island. We saw him ball out in the All-Star game the other day. Kawhi was very impressive, and he's had a fantastic season. I think when you look at the Clippers, if the Clippers' record was better, but he's still James Harden, you would be talking about Kawhi as an MVP candidate. He's been one of the best players in the league in terms of how he's been playing. He's been fantastic.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
Hi, welcome back to the Craig Carton Show. Tyrone Johnson here as well. I was just reading that a 2024 Panini Revolution Kaboom vertical green Victor Wembanyama Mama card, a 1-of-1, just sold. And I'm for the life of me, I'm trying to figure this out. But it's sold for, you want to take a guess? It's a 1-of-1.
Yeah, but he's really young in his career. $500,000.
Yeah, $516,000. Okay. I don't get it. I want to get it.
Yeah.
Like, I've got a bunch of cards from, like, when I grew up. I'm not a card collector.
I have them, too. They're still at my parents' house.
I have no idea what they're worth or not. Probably nothing at the end of the day, or like 10 cents a card. So I'm like, I have cards when I was a kid, like we all do at some level, right? Yeah. And I'm not a current collector at all. But there's a part of me that feels like I was an outspoken critic of the NFT world.
Right.
Where I just thought, where everyone is having the wool pull over their eyes, why would you spend millions of dollars on a photo, like a digital photo, that I can go to Google and copy and paste and use it the same way you can have it?
Right, but
you just never made sense.
And their argument was, well, you don't own it. It was like, but it's the same. And I have it, you have it.
I could print it, I could frame it, I could look at it, I could go to the bathroom on it.
Right.
Like, I got the same picture you got.
Right.
And I was a big opponent of it, and I thought everybody was being scammed, and it turned out on that one I got that one right.
Completely right.
And you had a lot of like very well-to-do like influencers and marketing guys saying, if you don't get on NFTs, you're missing out on the easiest way to get rich. And the NBA did a whole NFT program. I know my son bought a couple NBA NFTs, small dollar amounts. Yeah. And I was like, I go, stop. Like, you're never gonna make money on that. And I saw some guys who were like buying NFTs for like $1 million. And now they're worth like 10 cents.
Well,
right?
Logan Paul this week, we talked about
that
the
was
card.
a Kooky Chew card.
Yeah,
right?
well, no, but he lost $600,000 on an NFT.
Yeah, I believe
he spent over $600,000. It's now worth $100.
Yeah, it was stupid.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out if you buy this, and again, it's a 1-of-1, and I get it. They're not going to make it ever again. But I'm trying to figure out, when you make an investment like that, $500,000, obviously you're probably wealthy, and the $500,000 is money that if you lost it, c'est la vie. Like you're that level of wealth.
Yeah.
Okay? You and I will never be there, but I'm trying to put myself in that mindset, right?
Yeah.
What's the goal? Because I would think the goal at some point is to resell it.
Yeah.
Because a card is not like if I bought a structure, if I bought, I don't know, like,
or even like a big painting, like if you were
like something I could display for people to see and admire and love, like a museum, or it might be my living room.
Right.
But come on over, I've
Look
got a
at this.
Renoir on the wall.
Right.
Like I've got, look at this sculpture I've got, of Kobe Bryant's last dunk. That's something, I understand that, right? Well, I personally don't understand $500,000 for a card that I'm never going to be able to see. Right?
Yeah.
It's like you're having people over for Thanksgiving and you pass the card around the table.
Can't do that because that messes with the value.
Yeah, even if it's protected in some kind of your sealant or something. Like I would hold that and saying, you dropped $500,000 on this?
Right.
As opposed to, wow, I can appreciate that sculpture, that painting, that whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just having a tough time figuring out the skyrocketing cost of these cards. And I know there's a lot of different companies. Topps is the most famous one. Panini's one. Don Russ was one, right?
Yeah.
But I can't figure out why you're dropping $500,000 on a card.
Now,
like, what's the upside of that? 20 years from now, he goes down as the third greatest player of all time, and that card is now worth $10 million?
Well,
I guess.
that would be the downside. Like, had you bought the LeBron card like that,
When
right
he
now
was,
that'd be worth when he was coming
second
out of
or
high
third year
school.
player?
No,
Okay.
so yeah, like that'd be worth a lot of money. Now, he has the potential. I'm not saying he will be because there's health and all these things.
Yeah.
But talent-wise, he's something we've never seen. What if he's better than LeBron and Jordan? What if he is the best player? What if he wins 7 rings?
Yeah.
What if he gets more MVPs? We see the size and all that stuff.
So it's a hedge bet.
Right, where if he becomes better than
But it's
Michael
a bet
Jordan,
nonetheless.
it's a bet.
Yeah.
But if you're rich, if he becomes better than Jordan, then $500,000 could easily be $50 million if he's better than Jordan.
Yeah, I mean, if you say so.
No, if he's better than Jordan.
Like, what's the most expensive Jordan card? Or like a game-worn Air Jordans. I don't think it's that much money, but I get the concept.
I'm saying
I totally get the concept.
Better than Jordan.
It's like if you and I are sitting here 20 years from now, and there's no shot we are.
No.
But if you and I are sitting here 20 years from now, and Wembanyama Mama is now in the conversation of the greatest player of all time, this one of one that sold for $500,000 might be worth 10x, whatever it is, right?
Now there was an Upper Deck autograph logo man.
Yeah.
That featured Kobe Bryant.
Okay.
He passed away, unfortunately.
So it became worth more, probably.
$13 million.
That's crazy.
And that's Kobe Bryant. So if you spend $500,000,
what do I know?
Now, and what if this crazy scenario? I'm not wishing it on him. Wemby gets his 7th title.
Yeah.
He retires.
I get it. The card's worth more.
He then flying back to France to celebrate the plane crashes.
Oh boy.
That
card's worth a lot more money.
It's a lot more money.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
So I'm not wishing it on him, but no one expected what happened with Kobe.
Couple other NBA things for you. You saw Draymond Green last night and what he is without Steph Curry on the court. It's something a lot of people have been saying for a long time. How good a player is Draymond Green really? And look, I know he's towards the end of his career, so it's not a fair thing to say, but he played without Steph Curry. And did you happen to see Draymond Green's stat line last night?
I did not.
You did not?
No.
Draymond Green last night pulled what we used to call in Philadelphia a Sean Bradley. Yeah, a lot of zeros up on that board.
Yeah.
Didn't score a single point.
He didn't score?
Did not score a single point. Took 7 shots. Did not score. And while I am not a plus-minus guy in the NBA, that's a hockey stat that does not belong in the NBA. I'll use it for the purposes of illustration. He was a minus 28 and didn't make a basket all night. Why? Because Steph Curry wasn't on the court. That's why. Draymond Green is a product of Steph Curry. Now, he's going to go to the Hall of Fame because Steph Curry played next to him, and he was a pretty good defensive player. But Draymond Green embarrassed himself last night, as a lot of us have always thought he would when Steph Curry doesn't play.
Wow.
Number 3, NBA from last night. I understand what happened at Madison Square Garden. I do. I'm not happy about what happened at Madison Square Garden. But I want to take you back a full year, because a year ago, the Tom Thibodeau New York Knicks got embarrassed during the regular season against the Boston Celtics in a very similar fashion to how the New York Knicks this year have been embarrassed when they play head up against the Detroit Pistons. And I do recall that when the Knicks went into their series against Boston, a lot of you talking heads out there who think you're basketball experts said, well, we know how this series is going to go. The New York Knicks got embarrassed during the regular season in every single game. Didn't beat them once against the Boston Celtics. This is going to be Celtics in 5. Maybe the Knicks one game at home.
Yeah.
And now they're saying the same exact thing about this Knicks team with Mike Brown against the Detroit Pistons, who have embarrassed the Knicks the last 3 times they've played. Last night, not as embarrassing as the last game, but a double-digit home loss against the Pistons. And it dawned on me that a lot of these talking heads must have just forgotten, Tyrone, that the Detroit Pistons are not just the best team in the East. They've got the best record in the sport. This isn't like the Miami Heat came to New York and beat the Knicks by 20.
Right.
Because they didn't. This is the best team in basketball that for sure has had our number this year. And I've told you since the day you and I sat down here on September 4th that the only team in the East that I'm worried about, and that was 5 months ago, in a 7-game series, are the Detroit Pistons. And last night was a reminder as to why. And that was without 2 of their good players not playing last night because of suspension, right?
Right.
So is it a bad loss for the Knicks? Yes. Was it another game in which we saw the worst of Karl Anthony Towns? Yes. But I saw the same crap last year. And the Knicks had that series won before Tatum got hurt.
Oh, yeah.
So don't tell me that.
Yeah, it was over.
Oh, you forget about Tatum's Achilles. That series was a wrap.
It was.
Before Tatum hurt the Achilles. So why am I sitting here today on February 20th bemoaning the fact that the Knicks lost to the best team in basketball? I ain't worried about it.
That's fair.
I ain't worried about it today. Bad loss.
But
suck it up.
What you just accidentally laid out, though, was the case for load management. Because what you're saying is the regular season doesn't matter.
In the playoffs, a lot of times it doesn't matter.
And that is why people load manage, because who can? That's the reasoning why. No, I'm not for load management. But Craig Carton just laid out, everybody heard it. You said it without saying it. The case for load management.
The Knicks will be fine. Don't sweat it. Don't be panicked. Crazy.
George Rutschman is an interesting one here. I mean, this was somebody that we were told was going to be a superstar. I feel like we've done this now with back-to-back young catchers on Baltimore that they've taken. They've taken Matt Wieters. Remember when they took him super high and everyone thought he was the second coming? Then they took Adley Rutschman. I guess the good news is they have Sam Basallo, who's supposed to be fantastic too, but can't whiff on 3 like that, can you?
Fantasy Sports Today. Only on SportsGrid.
Do you have like, oh, well, we don't know, we're going to play an arbitration for our top pitcher in school ball. He gets the $30 million. You go and get Valdez, who's 32 years old, and you pay 3 years, $115. Now you have a legitimate 1-2 punch and still have Flaherty in that lineup as well. If you're looking at a move singularly that I didn't expect to happen here and loved it, Detroit's move to get Framber Valdez, sensational for me.
Pro Baseball Today. Only on SportsGrid.
One check, one stroke of a pen, $43 million that you now have to spend in free agency. Ain't it fun?
Yeah, you take the money out of the left pocket, you put it in the right pocket, basically, Donnie. But you also free up the ability to be able to sign other players. Nobody did this better than the Patriots and Tom Brady in his career, right?
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
Back to the Craig Carton Show. Tyron Johnson here as well. You know, we talk about sports betting a lot these days, and as a compulsive gambler, I'm a responsible gaming ambassador. I try to use my story to educate other people, but one of the aspects of sports gambling, legalized sports gambling, that is not talked about enough is the impact it has on players, especially in sports where the fan bases are very close to the action of the court of play. And beyond that, of course, the fact that if you play basketball, I'm specifically saying basketball and baseball as well, where you're not wearing a helmet to protect you, you can hear a lot of what's being said. And obviously, as there are people, especially people drinking, that have money on your performance and you don't live up to their expectation and they lose their money gambling on your performance. We've had a lot of stories of players saying, I heard disgusting things. Yeah. And it's a real problem at the collegiate level when you're talking about the performance of 18, 19, 20-year-old kids and fan bases losing money on their performances on like prop wagers and things like that. But this takes it to a new level, and it pains me to my core. So Russell Westbrook is married. Yeah. And Russell Westbrook's wife put a post out at 9:49 this morning. All right? So now, look, we know Russell Westbrook has had his moments with fans, not from a gambling standpoint, but he has a very high sensitivity when people call him West Brick. Right. And for whatever the reason is, he can't get over it. It bothers him. He has had fans kicked out of arenas, and he finds it offensive. There's even that one video from a couple years ago, whereas I forget which team he was playing for at the time, going into the locker room, and there are those like those bunker suites where people who can afford suites get to see the players kind of walk through to and from the locker room, and he actually walked into a suite and challenged the guy for saying stupid stuff about him. So he is a sensitive cat. No doubt about it. But there's a guy who goes by the name Joel Molina. Okay. Who had money on the points that Westbrook was going to score an over-under in a recent game. Right. All right, so I guess the over-under was 10 points. I can't see the wager here, but you get the point. Yeah. So the guy lost his money because Westbrook didn't score enough points for him to win. Okay. So the guy finds Russell Westbrook's wife's email, which I'm sure is probably not that hard to find if you're motivated enough to find it.
He also does a lot of community things in the greater LA area where he's from, and I think she's a part of that. So that's another reason.
So this is an example of the negative impacts of sports gambling when it comes to prop wagers, okay? This is an email from a guy again named Joe Molina to Russell Westbrook's wife. Not to Russell Westbrook, to his wife.
Not to the team.
No. Okay. And she posted this herself. I guess about 2 hours ago. Yeah. All right. So you can go check it out for yourself. Your piece of effing husband sucks too effing bad. Can't even get 10 points. Is pathetic. I hope you both die in a car crash. Dumb B word. Okay. That's what this guy sent in a personal email to Russell Westbrook's wife. Now, that'll be sent to the NBA League office. They will reach out to all the gambling sites. And this guy will have his account shut down because there's a clause in your gambling contract when you sign up for those accounts that you can't do what this guy just did. But this is one of the problems I keep talking about, that Russell Westbrook, I'm sure, would like to score 20 points in every game.
He plays hard.
Yeah, that guy's a gym rat.
Yeah, he plays hard.
No one's ever questioned his want to, right?
Never.
So now he's got a bad game. And now he's got to worry about his family getting emails like this. And again, I've always said, and I've said it, since it got legalized, that I would get rid of prop wagering. It lends itself to players maybe missing shots on purpose, to help a relative win money, that kind of thing, which we've seen more at the collegiate level. But we have NBA scandals as well. But this is why prop wagers are dangerous, because there's going to be a guy. It's going to happen. I hope it doesn't in my lifetime, but I know it's going to happen, who's got 3-4 drinks in him. He's got the mortgage riding on a prop wager. He wants to see that in person, and he goes to the game, and he loses his mortgage, and he's a little tipsy, and he's going to do something stupid. And we're all going to react to it like, oh, my gosh, I can't believe that happened. Put that guy away for life. And we'll be right to say that. But then someone's going to say, told you so. Like, you can't be surprised when it happens. Like, when it's like anything else in life. If you mistreat people long enough, you can't act surprised when at some point a guy snaps.
Right.
So that's what this is. Here's a guy that's never going to meet Russell Westbrook, will never meet his wife, but that guy lost his mortgage on an over-under prop wager, and he's pissed. And because he's not at the game, the best that guy can do is send that kind of email to a player's wife. Imagine if that guy happened to have tickets to that game.
Right.
You think it's just going to be an email?
Of course
not. Or you
not.
think that guy's going to try to do something really, really stupid, and it's going to end up in a tragedy at some level on one side or the other? It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. And this is part of the reason why when guys throw things on the court or even streakers, I don't laugh, because this time it's a streaker. But to your point, what's to stop that guy, especially if he has seats behind the bench, to try to grab him or something? And fans think it's funny. It's funny because he didn't hurt anybody.
Correct.
But it's the moment he tries to hurt somebody.
All of a sudden, we're going to be like, oh, my gosh, right?
Right.
We need more security.
All of a sudden,
And I'm going to take this to the nth degree, which I'm not suggesting it's going to happen, but
it
it's
could.
going to happen.
Right.
And that's going to be a weapon.
Yep.
At some point, like
somehow he got it in.
Not
Somehow.
every arena, has an X-ray detector at every entrance. I know a lot do. I know a lot of times, like if I go to a Yankee game, I know I walk through it.
Most do, but
But if I go to a Knicks game at the Garden, I know I walk through it.
Yep.
But I also know there's a lot of ways to get weapons if you want to in. And I'm telling you, it's like, you remember like the Monica Seles thing. She was a famous tennis player.
Yeah.
And I think it was I want to say Wimbledon. You could fact check me on that.
It was Wimbledon or the French Open.
Okay, it was a major though.
Yeah, it was a major.
And there was like a lunatic who stabbed her.
She was,
right?
Yep, he was
she
mad.
Get stabbed?
Yes, she got stabbed. He was mad that she was beating Steffi Graf. He was a Steffi Graf fanatic. Like he was not sane. She was beating her too often, and he literally stabbed her, shut her career down for like over a year.
So like the point is, it's happened.
Yeah.
And now I'm reading this right now, and I'm saying to myself, no, I don't care what you think about Russell Westbrook. He's a guy.
Right.
He's a dad. He's a husband.
Right.
A father. I have to be a big fan of his, but I'm maybe in the minority.
And he does a lot of charity work.
Yeah. But like he now had to get. I'm sure he got a panicked phone call from his wife. I just got a disturbing email. And you guys are all going to sit back going, oh,
he's
come
rich.
on.
He's
that will never happen. I'm telling you, we are heading towards a tragedy. It is going to happen. It might not be tomorrow. It might be college. But there is going to be a tragedy. And what are you going to say then? Oh, let's get rid of prop wagers? Now's a good time?
Obviously, I wanted to play golf. Like, I grew up in England. I came to America on a scholarship because my aspiration was to play the European Tour. And then once I got to America, it was like the PGA Tour. And I think I'd always had kind of this affinity for, like, the swing and coaching and teaching and tinkering is probably the best way to say it. I'd say that's probably, which is a dangerous road to go, right?
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
Expectations were big for this team coming into this season. They've struggled to live up to them. When you think about the 4 losses for Purdue, they've really felt ugly. Iowa State smashed this team in their building. They dropped the game to UCLA and followed it up by losing at home to Illinois.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
You had the over in U.S. Latvia. That literally was, I don't like the term bad beat, but it's a bad beat when you have 2 goals overturned in the first period alone and you outshoot a team like 300-6 and you can't get it over. You can't get it over 6.5 and the game finishes 5-1. And similar situation with Germany and Denmark.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
I say great job by Bruce Springsteen positioning himself as a man of the people. I appreciate that. And then, of course, announcing a tour in which the average ticket price is over $300. So I love that. That's awesome. Good to see.
I mean, see? I mean, I don't know. Get your money, Bruce.
Let's just, he sold his catalog for $500 million.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be awesome? I'm not saying I wouldn't do the same thing. If I could make that kind of money, make it. Could you imagine if Bruce Springsteen said, here's the deal. The tickets go from $1 to $10, first come, first serve. Let's have at it. That would make him a legend of all legends.
You can't do that at the Garden. Can't do that at the Garden.
All right, so
too expensive.
I'm going to cover my costs at the Garden.
I got to cover my costs at the Garden.
Which is $120,000 to open up the building and to play up until midnight. And let's say I got to pay the band. Let's say all in it cost me $250.
All right.
I got 18,000
security.
tickets.
No, I'll be about.
I'm telling you, I've done shows there. All in, let's say it's $250, right?
All in.
18,000 seats.
Yeah.
Ethan, do the math. What is divide that? If it costs me $250,000 by 18,000, that comes out to be about what, $15 a ticket? Ballpark, right?
Well, about 18.
It's about $15, right?
Yeah, $14 a ticket.
Thank you. I got a math brain. All right, so that's what we do. It's $15 for every ticket. First come, first serve. And this is
it's basically a free
concert for the people.
It's a free concert.
I just need you to cover my costs. Costs are $250,000 a show, $15 a ticket. I do a nationwide tour. I become the most legendary musician in the history of America because I gave you guys essentially a free tour coast to coast.
Yeah,
that makes you a man of the people.
Yes and no. No. I can't help but think you have a bit of an agenda when you say that.
No agenda at all.
You didn't call for Billy Joel or Paul McCartney to do that.
I'm saying for
only
all of
Bruce.
them. Bruce, Billy, Paul, if you've sold your catalog, so Justin Bieber,
Bieber, Britney Spears just did it.
If you have sold your catalog and made hundreds of millions of bucks,
you know who else sold it?
Go ahead.
Wayne, your
my
good
guy.
friend.
He sold, I think, 3 albums ago.
Yeah, for
about $100 million, I think it was.
Money,
yeah, that's right. I include everybody.
All right.
If you got a couple $100 million in the bank and you really want to be a legendary man of the people performer, I'm with you. I think Rick Ross sold his for a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
Okay, man of the people.
With mine, Ross.
Let's go coast to coast.
Yeah.
You cover my costs. My costs are public. $15 tickets. I become the greatest performer and the most beloved performer of all time. That's what I would do.
How do you account for the airfare?
You mean like flying private?
I mean, no, you got to get everybody, and then the stuff goes on
I'm going to do a concert in every major venue.
Right. So he'd leave New York, you go to
whatever
Philly.
It costs.
You go from Philly to
So if the union's like, look, it's going to cost us $50,000 to move the concert from New York to Philly,
right,
or Philly to Florida, whatever it is.
Yeah. So
I'm going to.
So the tickets go to $25 to cover the travel.
Here's my costs. Okay, I got to pay the band. I got to pay the union. I got to pay the grips. I got to pay the guys that put the lights together.
Yeah, all that.
Whatever the number is, maybe it's $1 million. I'm making it up.
Right.
Whatever that number is, I'm dividing it by the seats in the arena, and I would become the most legendary performer in the history of music. I don't care, black, white, Republican, Democrat, don't matter to me. That if you really want to be, I'm a man of the people.
Yeah.
And again, I'm being very clear. I only say this about guys or gals that have sold their catalog for triple-digit millions.
Yeah.
Okay? How great would that be?
That would be great.
How old is Bruce Springsteen? 90?
I mean, he's got
how
to be.
many concert tours does that guy have left?
He's got to be in his 70s.
Yeah. So he's price gouging his fans towards the end of his career, and I get it.
76.
He's a capitalist.
76.
I respect capitalism, but just one time only. I'm doing a 100-city tour over the next year, and tickets are $20 each.
Oh, his daughter's an Olympian.
So there you go.
She might need some of the money.
Let me guess, an equestrian.
Yep. She won a.
That's what rich people do.
She won a silver medal in 2020.
Rich people's kids don't swim. Rich people kids ride horses.
They play tennis too.
And tennis.
They play
the
tennis
Pagula's
too.
got a daughter that plays tennis.
Yeah.
You're right about that.
Yeah.
I got 1:10 left. There's a huge weekend of college basketball. You got number 1 Michigan versus number 3 Duke. All right, and then you got number 2 Houston against number 4 Arizona.
Yeah.
So it's a Final Four matchup Saturday, 3 o'clock game 1. I think 6:30 game 2.
Yeah, Duke's the
so you get to
6:30
watch them
game.
both.
Houston's home for the 3 o'clock.
And for those of you that are probably 3 weeks away from giving a rat's ass about college basketball and filling out your brackets, this is Final Four basketball.
Oh, yeah.
And you get them back-to-back on Saturday. So Michigan-Duke, which is hard for me because...
No, that's the second game. Houston-Arizona's
Houston-Arizona's first.
Yeah.
I'm probably an Arizona guy.
Yeah, they're really good.
I'm probably an Arizona guy. They're 4th in the country.
Michigan's
but man, Michigan's the best team in America right now, and I hate Duke.
Yeah.
So I'm probably going on a Michigan-Arizona ticket for Saturday.
Yeah, scouts said Michigan doesn't have any players in the top 10, but they have at least 6 pros on their roster.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so they're the deepest team in the country.
It's a team thing.
Yes.
In any event, if you're in the Northeast, hopefully you stay warm and dry. We'll be back Monday morning at 11 Eastern Time. Thank you for watching on SportsGrid and YouTube, and download the podcast. Have a blessed weekend.